The story of Atlantis begins with the Greek philosopher Plato, who clearly had a flair for dramatic storytelling. About 2,400 years ago, Plato wrote about a powerful island kingdom. He called it Atlantis, probably because lost city of overachievers was too on the nose. Atlantis, according to Plato, was a technologically advanced civilization. Think of it as the Silicon Valley of ancient times, minus the Wi-Fi. They were masters of seafaring and architecture. Basically, they were the overachievers who made everyone else look bad. They even had running water, a marvel in those times. Imagine, no more trips to the well at 3 a.m. Plato described Atlantis as being located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, just past the "Here be dragons" sign. Today we know this as the Strait of Gibraltar. No dragons, but plenty of tourists. Plato wrote that Atlantis existed 9,000 years before his time, because why not make it sound even more ancient and mysterious? That makes it around 11,600 years ago, or as we like to call it, a really, really long time ago. He claimed the city sank into the ocean in a single day and night. Talk about a bad day at the office. Was this a real event? Or was Plato trying to teach us a lesson about the dangers of greed and corruption? Either way, it makes for a great story to tell at parties. For centuries, people have been fascinated by the story of Atlantis. Maybe they just needed a good vacation spot. Many believe it was a real place, and because who wouldn't want a sunken city as a conversation starter? They search for evidence of its existence, or maybe they're just looking for lost treasure. Researchers and explorers have proposed several locations for Atlantis. It's like a global game of hide and seek. Some believe it lies beneath the Atlantic Ocean, because where else would you hide a lost city? This seems logical given its name. Unless Atlantis was just really bad at geography. Others point to the Mediterranean Sea, because who doesn't love a good Mediterranean mystery? Some theories suggest Atlantis was in the Caribbean Sea. Maybe it just wanted to retire somewhere warm. A few even place it in the Pacific Ocean, because why not make it even harder to find? The Azores, a group of islands in the Atlantic, is one popular theory. Maybe Atlantis just wanted some island vibes. These islands show evidence of volcanic activity, because nothing says welcome like a volcanic eruption. This fits with Plato's description of Atlantis's fiery demise. Talk about going out with a bang. If Atlantis was real, shouldn't there be evidence? Or did it just ghost us? Some believe we have already found it, Lars. Surprise, surprise. Ancient maps are one piece of the puzzle, like a really old, soggy jigsaw. Some maps created before the discovery of America seem to depict Atlantis. Or maybe just someone's bad drawing. These maps show land masses that no longer exist. Talk about a disappearing act. Could these be the remnants of a lost continent now? Or just Poseidon's junkyard? Underwater archaeology offers tantalizing clue. And a lot of wet socks. Off the coast of Bimini, an island in the Bahamas, there's a mysterious rock formation called the Bimini Road. Or, as I call it, the world's worst driveway. These stones appear man-made and are arranged in a straight line, because even ancient civilizations loved a good queue. Could this be a road or a wall from Atlantis? Or just a really ambitious fish? While some believe it's a natural formation, others see it as proof of an ancient civilization. Either way, it's a rock-solid mystery. Plato described Atlantis as a technologically superior civilization. Maybe they even had Wi-Fi. They possessed advanced knowledge of engineering and seafaring. Probably had GPS before it was cool. Their ships could sail to the farthest reaches of the world. No wonder they got lost. They had weapons and technology far beyond anything known at the time. Talk about overachievers. Is this just a story? Or a really elaborate prank? Or could there be some truth to it? Maybe they just had really good PR. Some point to the sudden rise of ancient civilizations as evidence, like they had a cheat code. The Egyptians, for example, seem to possess knowledge and skills that were far ahead of their time. Maybe they had a time machine. Could they have inherited this knowledge from an earlier civilization? Or just had really good tutors? One that was more advanced, like Atlantis? Or maybe just really good at hiding? The mystery of Atlantis continues to capture our imagination. Was it real? Or just ancient clickbait? Or was it a story? Maybe the first ever fake news, perhaps we will never know for sure. But it sure makes for a good bedtime story. But the search for Atlantis teaches us about our past and inspires us to imagine what might be possible, or at least keeps us entertained.